Alrighty, so we are going to be replacing the radiator in this 1990 Cadillac Coupe DeVille. The first thing I've done is disconnect the negative on the battery. I've already drained the system. I will show you over here on this side, which would be the driver's side. There's a drain on the very bottom. Let me show you on this new radiator. The radiator would be like this. And if you look right here, I know it's probably, I'll flip it. See that drain right there? That's where it is at the very bottom. So this is the way the radiator would be, where you obviously have that hose right there, and then you have your fill cap right there, and therefore that's where you can drain it from. Okay, these are the radiator bolts. Unfortunately, one fell into the freaking engine bay, which is freaking awesome. Okay, we're gonna take out the fan bolts, which is one here. These are all 10mm. I think one right here, and then take out this hose clamp, which probably is 10mm. Okay, so this is the front of the car, but we've got this bolt right here. It looks like this bolt right here. And also, by the way, if you're looking for the drain pan, this is on the driver's side front of the car. That's what that looks like in there. I had to get a tool to get it out. We've got the fan connectors. And we're also probably going to have to remove this plate right here to get access to that, but let's start with this one. Probably not going to be able to record this process. We're going to remove these two, and then I believe it's only one over here, and I'm going to remove these two so I can eventually get access to that lower coolant hose, which we are replacing. 3 bolts later, and look how much room we've got in here now. We've got access to this hose fully, and we can get access to those two. Alright, so if you're wondering how to get this connector loose, you're going to have this plastic piece that's right here, and you just pull this out. And you're going to lift up this tab right here and come right out. That should be the fans disconnected. I don't see anything over there. It looks like this goes over here, and this of course comes directly from there. So yeah, that should be everything. Alrighty, so now we're going to remove all the hoses, and that of course involves the upper, lower hose, the return hose, and then you might not be able to see it, but right here is the transmission cooler lines on one side and the oil cooler lines on the other. And in order to do that, we've got these special double-inch flare nut wrench sets from Harbor Freight. I just went ahead and bought Imperial and Metric just so I'm covered. This big one up here on the driver's side of the car requires, I believe, the 3/4 inch one, or is it? This hose is super easy. Just pinch that, pull it back, and it comes right off. Okay, in order to get these off, you just have to put an awful amount of force on them, and then see, now it's, and unscrew it, and that should pull out right there. So now I just need to do the bottom. Now we just need to go over to the other side, get off those hoses. Again, it's really just a matter of, like, I'll show you over here. It's super tight to get access to this one, but you just have to find a way to put enough pressure on it with these wrenches, and I see why you want to use these wrenches, so you have 3 points of contact. And we're just gonna, lefty-loosey take that one off, and then we're gonna go underneath, remove the lower coolant radiator hose. We'll also go ahead and pinch this off. Don't forget to take this one off right here, and then get those 2 lines for the transmission oil coolers down. Had to get on a freaking stool to take out this one. And this is gonna piss out transmission fluid, so this is not a clean job. It's gonna be very messy, but that's out. All right, so I took a little break from trying to work on that lower oil cooler hose, and I went ahead and took out this top piece, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are identical to the other ones. There's also a bolt right here, which connects this thing. It's a 10mm. I also went ahead and disconnected this hose with a little pinch connector, and then this just kind of pops off. So I previously thought that I'd have to remove the radiator through the bottom of the car, but honestly, we're gonna see if we can take out the fan off so I can get more torque down there, which it looks like. Oh sweet, there we go. So now with that out, we should have a way more room. And honestly, we'll see if we can go and get this thing out too. Actually, never mind, I don't think we're gonna get this one out, but I don't think we have to. Although we might have to get to that oil cooler line down there. Problem is the wire for it is runs all the way down there, and alright, this is way easier to get from the top. I just pulled up a little, came out. Hopefully it does not piss off. Oh god, it's pissing out a bunch of oil. Now to do the same thing for the transmission line, which the thing is I would like to get access to it from up here. Oh God, it's just pissing out oil. Where's that transmission fluid? All right, so I don't know if you see that right there, but this is the hose clamp for the lower radiator hose. So I think we should be able to just undo it right here and pull it off, and that might give us just enough room. Yeah, probably gonna have to two-hand this, but that looks like how you can get access to remove the lower radiator hose, what I'm gonna try to do, get better grip. Alrighty, so in order to remove this hose, which I already undid the little hose clamp and pulled this out, which pissed a bunch of fluid on me, so be careful. I would definitely wear some sort of eye protection. Now we're gonna just undo this little clamp here for the fan. Kind of like pry this tab up, and then you can pull this out, and then we'll remove the fan. Damn it, that's still spilling on me. Alright, so with the flathead, we got that tab removed, so now I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this out with this hose in here. The one thing we might be able to do is just move this over enough so I can get one of these wrenches on there and take that out. I would record the whole unscrewing process, but it's just such a pain, so here we go. Alrighty, so this bottom one, which I accessed from the top, was an absolute pain to get to. You can see it all the way down there. I don't know why that one was super tight, but what I had to do is I had to get a normal wrench, stick it in here to add a little extra torque, and then I was finally able, after several turns, to get it off. But now in theory, and this thing is still pretty hefty. I guess there's still a lot of water left in it, but hopefully car parts got me the right one. If not, I will kill. Now we're gonna move the lower radiator hose, which is right here, because I don't want to ever touch this thing again. See where that is? It's kind of right there, and so we'll take that off of that. There we go. Yay! Piss stuff all over my feet. That should be fine. Okay, so we're just gonna swap these on, and alrighty, bottom radiator hose is installed. I used 8mm to tighten it up. Now we're gonna need to go ahead and stick in this fan over here before we stick in the radiator, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace this hose over here, and also go ahead and replace the thermostat, which I believe is right here. So we're gonna take off the whole air filter and this. Oh, that just pulled off. 13's just right. Pop up. All right, perfect. So there's this hose removed, and we'll take out the top and put that on the new hose, but then there's our thermostat, so let's go grab the new one. It's almost a little rusted or something, I don't know. Let's put the new one in. But basically, I cleaned up the gasket, set it inside here because it kind of has a little lip that this fits on, put it in there. Cleaned up the edge of this a little because it was protruding just because of growth and stuff, because it's old. Now I'm gonna go ahead and stick this back on. We've got the bolts right here, and then we're gonna mount the hose on top of it. Okay, so now we're gonna stick the new hose on. We're gonna transfer this thing, and we're gonna transfer these hose clamps over to it. We'll put in that fan. We can put in the second one after we get the radiator in, but now is the fun part, getting the radiator in. I'm going to first of all loosen the drain plug on the radiator, so that way, because they're really tight when they're new, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick this thing in. So here we go. Of course, that fan's going to be a little butthole. We've got the radiator in, we're just lining it up with the rubber gaskets below. One of the things remember to do is plug in the transmission and oil filter lines. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, now that we've got the lines kind of fitted in, we just need to sort of, like this one over here, Might be a pain to show you, but let me do my best. I'm going to stick that in there. Kind of start it. I had to take out the brass connectors on this side because they just wouldn't fit, but these do thread in, and they have their own little gasket. Like, yeah, they have their own little gasket, so that's fine. And then these sides I left the brass ones in because they wouldn't fit otherwise. So now what I'm going to do is fix this. Go ahead and see if I can fit the big line right there. Oh god, I can't do this with two hands. But basically, I'm going to put the lower radiator hose on, and then I'm going to put the top one. Verify the fit. Okay, after much finagling, we've got the bottom radiator hose connected. I dropped the bolt in there. You got to make sure you line up with that hole at the very bottom. Just, right there. You gotta line up so you can have access to that, so you can take it off. So I've got that lined up. Now, what needs to happen is I need to connect the bottom, I think this is transmission line, top transmission line, and then I need to do this up. I'm gonna start with these sides because this is easier, and just do it over here. Yeah, I'm not able to show the process super well because I don't have an overhead mount, but we're gonna go ahead and connect those since they're a lot larger. We're gonna start from the one on the bottom. So all the way down there, that should be the easiest to do, especially since we don't have the fan in here. We don't have to, taking out the fan makes it such a big difference. But we're gonna screw that in. I'm probably gonna do it from the top, tighten it down, then we're gonna do this one right here, and then the hose. Okay, that's good. There we go. Again, I've got my, 9/16 by 3/4 funny looking wrench. I got that connected. Got the bottom one connected. Get that connected. We're going to do the same over there, starting with the bottom.
Editor's note. So I don't have the final installation of the radiator filmed, nor do I have me filling it up with coolant. And the reason is because I actually didn't do the job myself. There's actually two radiators, if you looked closely, that I installed. One of them has these brass fittings, which I'll show you from the car parts listing. The other one does not. And I originally got the one with the brass fittings, and I could not get it to fit. Like, I tried to get, I think it was the transmission cooler lines on the passenger side to go in. I couldn't do it, so I bought another one, and the other one did work, but it was broken, and this process took about like 2 months of just returning and getting it and going through shipping, and so I ended up just having my mechanic do it, and he put in the one with the brass fittings, which I couldn't figure out to work, but because he was able to, I think it's definitely possible to. As far as like liquid I pulled out, the amounts, I pulled out about 1.5 gallons of coolant. I looked in the shop manual for this car, which I'll post a couple of pictures here. Hopefully this doesn't get copyrighted or anything. But I couldn't find any specifics on what it actually needed. But 1.5 gallons is what I pulled out of it, and I believe that's what the mechanic put back in. Overall, it's not a terrible process to take out this radiator. The problem for me was just getting the parts, which I was getting it from carparts.com, and if you're going to get a radiator for this, I'd get this one over here because this is one I'll show on the screen. It doesn't have the brass fittings, but it does seem like the brass fittings can work. I just couldn't figure it out. So overall, not a terrible job, just a tedious one, and I hope this video helped you. Again, I'm sorry that it's not super descriptive because this was the first time I was doing it, but I've never seen anyone online do a radiator replacement in one of these cars, so I hope this helped.